Song.
All right. Well, I'm feeling particularly giddy today, so we'll sing this song. It's called The Beat of Your Drum. It's got a lot of lyrics, but feel free to dance. You stumble home and you don't know what to do. It was your last day working there. You've been waiting on this moment for years, and now it's finally here. The last time that the world was so open was when you were 21. Now you're watching the chapter close. You see the infinite possibilities of the next one. It can be so relieving. Moments like this, bittersweet sense of leaving. You look around at your messy apartment and think, maybe I should clean. No, then instead you go back to bed, 'cause now you've got time for everything. So go on and take your liberty. Go on and travel the world. Go on and take your liberty. Set your soul loose on the open road. Wake up early just to catch the sunrise, or to be reminded of the purpose of being alive. Feel that sweet sense of freedom when the pieces and the parts of who you really are start marching to the beat of your drum. Tick-tock goes the desperate clock, hoping it still has your life by the balls. But you're emancipated from the system in which your days are dictated by the hands on the wall. Your scooter shuffle past the bathroom mirror. You notice the chains are missing from your legs. Your uniform and your enslavement's been traded for dancing naked while making bacon and eggs, baby. Better get used to receiving the days as a gift. Better get busy believing. It's kind of bliss to go on and take your liberty. Go on and travel the world somewhere warmer. Go on and take your liberty. Set your soul loose on the open road. Wake up early just to catch the sunrise, or to be reminded of the purpose of being alive. Feel that sweet sense of freedom. Thoughts drift to the people you miss, and for a moment you think you'd go back if you could. 2, 3, 4. Then you remember that you're spending the day chasing rays, walking barefoot in the woods, baby. So go on and take your liberty. Go on and travel the world. Go on and take your liberty. Set your soul loose on the open road. Wake up early just to catch the sunrise, or be reminded of the purpose of being alive. Feel that sweet sense of freedom when the pieces and the parts of who we really are start marching to the beat of your drum. To the beat of your drum. To the beat of your drum. Beep 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 beep. Beat of your drum. To the beat of your drum. To the beat of your beep 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 beep. To the beat of your drum.
Woo!
Good morning. If you weren't awake, you're awake now.
Boy, isn't that the truth? Thank you. For some reason I had a little technical glitch, but I got back on very quickly. Probably most of you didn't even notice.
We did not notice you were so stealth.
Woo! I was so stealth. All right. Thank you so much, Jessie. It's so good to have you back with us. And I would like to invite Relaine, our practitioner of the day, to open us with the prayer and just speak to us for a minute.
Okay, well, welcome everyone. I thought maybe I'd speak a little bit and then do a prayer, if that's okay, to switch it up. Lisa, I'm having a moment where I can't remember that author that you shared with me, and I was just wondering if you could just
Yes, Neville Goddard.
Neville Goddard. Okay, because there's a quote that I read that I shared with Lisa that fit in with what Reverend Michelle was talking about for a resolution of the new year. And it is, change your feelings, change your destiny. I like that. Neville Goddard. And I was just thinking about, Jessie loves Neville Goddard. All right.
Me too.
Yeah, we do too. I was just thinking about the winter solstice and how, it was getting darker and darker, and we were kind of spending more time indoors and slowing down and getting in touch more with the energies of the earth. And I realized then into January, sometimes we just kind of jump in and start doing a whole lot of things and plan our year. And there's just a lot of energy being spent. And I was reading an article that said, it's still winter. And the people before us and our indigenous people were more in touch with the seasons. And so in the wintertime is the time to slow down. So just because the calendar says January and it's the new year, it's still important to slow down and stay in touch with the seasons, with the winter rhythms of Mother Earth, and to really go within and feel your connections not only to the earth but to yourself and to spirit, and to also connect with others, to deepen our relationships with others, because you can do both. And I think it's a really wonderful time to get to know ourselves and others. And an example of this was Jim and I were driving home from Medford, and there's a mountain pass that we have to go over to get home to Murphy. And it started to snow. And it was very beautiful, because it wasn't a heavy snow. But yeah, we always have some anxiety going over the mountain pass. Especially we always try and get home before it gets dark. And it's darker earlier. And so it started to snow. And what was really wonderful about it is everybody slowed down. And it was really a wonderful, probably our best ride home, because everyone went at a very slow pace. We didn't get home any later, really, than we would have before. And it was just a beautiful ride, and it was particularly felt safer than ever, because there's a lot of wildlife that can come out besides it being, steep mountains. And so that, to me, that was just another reminder about how wonderful it is to slow down, to be more aware of the presence, to be more aware of ourselves and those around us. And so I just like to go into a little prayer with that thought in mind. So let's just take a breath and slow ourselves down to the natural rhythms of winter, the natural rhythms of Mother Earth. There's a humming, actually, of Mother Earth and spirit. Can you hear it? And as we slow down and are more aware of ourselves, our bodies, our minds, our spirits, our souls, we connect in with God, which is a part of nature and Mother Earth and the changing seasons and rhythms of all that is. And just connecting in, we connect better and stronger with others. As we know ourselves, we know others. And it just feels really good to be aware and to be present and to slow down in this presence. Just as much gets done as it would if we were rushing around. And how wonderful it is to be here present with One Heart, One Mind community, where we can feel spirit and presence together. And there's just so much love and compassion and joy and happiness and camaraderie and connection, gratitude. And did I mention love? And so I'm so grateful for the service today, for Jessie and her music, for all of you that have come, for all of us that are a part of the One Heart, One Mind, whether you're here today or not. We're all connected in and, radiating out to the world at large, all the people, all our planet. And I'm just so grateful, and I just know that there's amazing shifts in consciousness within ourselves as we slow down and get to know ourselves better this year and get to know others, and to take time to be with ourselves and others in loving and caring and wonderful ways. And I release this prayer into divine law, knowing it is already so, and so it is.
It is.
Today, I recognize the power within me that proclaims, behold, I make all things new. From this place of infinite possibility, I confidently cast out my word into law for the expression of God's peace and love, and to fill every heart and fullness of life to overflow from every soul. My word catches fire with the power of law. All is well, and so it is. That's very beautiful.
You go, girl. Jesse.
Okay. All right.
Relaying too, but you,
Also, Renetta's baby is killing me. That baby is so cute. Look at the big old smile. All right. I'm gonna put these words in the chat in case anyone wants to sing along. This is a new one. So you're the first. Everybody just take a deep breath. Shelter me with love. Clarify my mind. Take away the veil. Let me see your light. Take me to that place. Show my heart the way. And ooh, take me to the land of love. Ooh, take me to the land of love. Hold me, show me, raise me up. Ooh, take me to the land of love. Shelter me with love. Shelter me with love. Clarify my mind. Take away the veil. Take away the veil. Let me see your light. Let me see your light. Take me to that place. Take me to that place. Show my heart the way. And ooh, take me to the land of love. Ooh, take me to the land of love. Hold me, show me, raise me up. Ooh, take me to the land of love. My fear unfounded, my doubt resolved, my heart surrounded in the land of love. My fear unfounded, my fear unfounded, my doubt resolved, my doubt resolved, my heart surrounded, my heart surrounded in the land of love, in the land of love. Shelter me with love. Clarify my mind. Take away the veil. Let me see your light.
Wow. What a beautiful prayer. That was a beautiful, beautiful prayer, is a beautiful prayer, still reverberating in me. Oh, thank you so much for that. So good morning again, and welcome to One Heart, One Mind, Center for Spiritual Living. And today's message kind of just goes right along with that beautiful, beautiful meditative song, prayer. It's a new day. And every day has the potential to be a new day. Every moment, a new moment, a new chance to consciously choose. How will we engage with life? We have a saying in Science of Mind, I'm sure you've all heard it, that the past holds no precedent. And that's true if, and here's the caveat, if we change the way we think and feel, if we change our habitual way of living. Because if we keep thinking and feeling and being the same way we've always thought, felt, and been, then things aren't going to be new. We'll just keep creating the same habits, the same old patterns of being. Ernest Holmes, our founder, told us that our belief sets the limits to our ability to use the principle of creative law. He said that even though the principle in and of itself is without limits, we are the ones that set the limits for what we demonstrate in our in our lives. The ideas that we hold about what is possible for us is what we're able to demonstrate. And this idea is like really empowering and inspiring and just a little bit daunting to know that we are the ones. We are the ones. It's can be a mixed bag. Last week, Reverend Abigail spoke to us about, which Relaine mentioned, about our ability to sparkle in the world because of who we are. We're these individualized expressions of universal love. And she reminded us that we are the presence and the wholeness and the perfection of the divine right now. That in our oneness with this divine presence, we have access to everything that we need to live full and meaningful and fulfilling lives. Our perfection and our wholeness simply means that nothing's missing in us. We don't have to do something special or become anything other than what we are. We are whole now. And of course, that doesn't mean we aren't going to encounter things in our human lives that are exactly what we'd like to experience. But everything that we need to engage with life's challenges and to create a life that expresses the goodness of God is already available to us. It's already within us. We're empowered to consciously express that good, the good that we are one with, that's always within us. What I like about the Science of Mind philosophy is that it teaches basic spiritual principles for living. That God is all there is, and by extension, we are one with that God. We are simply in that one life. And that there's this creative law that's working all the time. And we can learn to use it consciously to express our oneness with this divine good. When I was first introduced to Science of Mind, I think Lisa spoke of this a little bit, maybe it was at the class. It took a bit of getting used to think that God is all there is and I'm one with that. I was raised to believe that God was out there somewhere in the sky. And to see myself as one with God, that took a minute. And some days I still have to remind myself. And the principle of creative law, that's another thing I had to wrap my head around. Actually, I had to wrap my heart around it too. I had to cultivate a trust in life, that life was working for me, and understanding creative law may begin in our head, but it really does reside in our heart. It's a deep feeling of trust and faith in this presence that we're one with. So I have a funny story. A couple of weeks ago, Rob gave me permission to inject levity. Sometimes I think the Sunday service is supposed to be deep and meaningful, but levity really does help us bring it all home. So the story goes that in a small town, there was this church congregation, and they had prayed for years that the Lord would do something about this horrible, disreputable bar that was across the street from their church. And so one night the bar was hit by lightning and it burned to the ground. And the bar owner sued the church, saying that the congregation's prayers were responsible for the fire. And the church contested the suit. They said their prayers were not responsible for the burning of the bar. And after hearing the case, the judge said, well, I'm not really sure how to rule on this case, but one thing seems very clear, that the bar owner believes in the power of prayer much more than the congregation of the church does. I think, that does seem pretty clear. It wasn't us. Well, then what demonstrated it? When we choose to consciously use the power of creative law, which is what we're doing when we pray, then we have to believe that the answer to our prayer is possible. Lightning really can strike that bar across the street. And we have to come into relationship with the answer to our prayer, not just in our head, but in our heart. It's our belief that either limits or frees our ability to demonstrate. One of my favorite quotes, I've probably used this a million times in my talks, but it just hits home for me. It's from Ernest Holmes, our founder, and he said, we are bound because we are first free. The power that binds us is the only power in the universe that will set us free. We choose, we set the limit to our ability to demonstrate Spirit's good, universal good. It's us. So, when I was talking about, I knew I was talking, I'm sorry, I'm stumbling over my words. I knew I was going to be talking about creative law, and I knew I was going to use the word demonstrate. So I wanted to really focus on, what do we mean when we say demonstrate? What does that actually mean? What does it mean to demonstrate the answer to our prayer? So Holmes tells us that a demonstration is the end result. What did he say? He said, of the mental or spiritual activity through directed thought toward a certain end. And isn't that what we do when we pray? And that we demonstrate at the level of our ability to know. I like the word embody, because it really is about what we're able to feel and to be, to embody. Our demonstration is the end result of the creative process. Whatever we are able to embody, that's our answered prayer. So we'll demonstrate vitality and health in our lives to the degree that we feel and embody that it's possible for us. We'll demonstrate abundance and prosperity to the degree that we embody and feel that it's possible for us in our life. What do we believe? Our belief sets that limit. And these two basic spiritual principles, that we're one with God and that we're empowered to demonstrate God's good in our individual lives, are the foundation of the science of mind philosophy. And they're woven into the most basic spiritual practice that we use, and that is spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer. And here's our challenge for learning to live and to embody these spiritual principles. At least this is true for me and has been, and it's probably true for you as well. We've all been brought up in a world that sees through the lens of classical Newtonian physics. It's the belief that matter, the world of form, everything around us, is the only thing that really matters. that the seemingly solid material reality is the only reality, you know. And I can imagine how science got there. You know, you're a scientist and you're sitting around looking at the world, and you base your science on what you observe, what seems like absolutes. You know, it looks like this linear, logical, rational world of solid objects, and that these objects only move when some outside force is exerted on them. Newtonian physics is based on the belief that the world works like some perfect clockwork machine. And the catch is, if we live with that perspective, is that if the world is only made of fixed and solid objects, then that kind of means we're powerless in the face of these fixed circumstances, these fixed and solid objects. You know, it makes us subject to the effects of whatever unchangeable force happens to come our way. And I don't know about you, but there is an intuitive knowing in me that this is just not true, that we do have some authority over our own lives. And that authority comes from who we are in God, who we are in our oneness with the one life, with the divine presence. Fortunately for us, in the 20th century, along came Einstein and relativity and the pioneers of quantum theory, which surprised everyone. You know, and it opened science to an entirely new worldview. It turned the old worldview completely on its head. And scientists began to prove in the laboratory what sacred texts and mystics and spiritual masters had been saying for centuries, that the universe isn't fixed. The reality at the quantum level, they didn't say quantum level, is fluid and malleable. It's this amazing, multi-dimensional, unified whole, and we are all interconnected within it. You know, of course, there's individual expressions like you and me and that tree over there, but we're all just living in this one system. You know, we exist in this extraordinary evolutionary dance of energy and information. It's pretty amazing, really. I wrote down this quote from one quantum physicist. Let me see if I can find it. I loved it. Thought it really he nailed it. He wrote, "The classical worldview saw the universe as one giant machine. The quantum worldview sees it as a great mind." And I can only think of the mind of God. "There's no static or absolute reality. Objects are not solid. Reality is malleable." And we can work with this universal reality. You know, quantum physics has discovered that the very small realm, smaller than atoms, that within this realm, there is mostly empty space. And this space is actually not empty at all. It is alive with energetic energies and qualities. And the particles of matter, physical matter on the subatomic level within this empty space, they behave very interestingly. They're like momentary phenomena. They're elusive, and a particle will appear and it'll suddenly disappear. You know, it's a constant dance of particle of matter and then back to a wave of energy and vice versa. And here's the part where we come in. Scientists have discovered that for a wave of energy in what looks like empty space, but really isn't, for a wave of energy to become a particle, it has to have an observer, a consciousness that sees it. And this phenomenon is called the collapse of the wave function, or more to the point, the observer effect. And we're the observers. We're empowered through our conscious choice to observe or put our attention on what it is that we would like to demonstrate into our own lives. and I know I'm getting a little bit sciencey here, but I was thinking one of the things that I always wondered when I started studying science of mind is how does this thing called creative law actually work? How is that really possible? And now we're really beginning to understand the technology of creative law, how it works and how we participate with it. And it is so cool. So I mean, it really has opened my eyes and really inspired me. And I like to think of creative law as spiritual technology because the law is a technology. It's reproducible. It works for everyone. It doesn't judge who it's going to work for. It doesn't decide, well, that it's not going to work for something because it doesn't think they're worthy. It works all the time. It's working for all of us right now. And it's not some natural law that's working out there somewhere. It's right here. It's working in us now. And it's sort of just like the electricity that turns on the light the same way every time the switch is flipped, regardless of who does the flipping, it will always go on as long as there is nothing in the way of the flow of electricity, as long as there is no resistance to the flow of electricity, then the light will go on. So what does that mean for us? Well, one thing I think is really important for us to understand about creative law, that while creative law is a technology and it will work for everyone, just like electricity, it will only work as long as nothing is blocking its flow. And because we're these unique individuals with unique beliefs and unique perspectives and worldviews, we can say that each of us determines our own individual flow. I'm always looking for new ways to kind of language spiritual principle so that it makes it accessible to us, and I like the idea. I used this in the meditation today. I like the idea that we're coming into relationship with a wave of potential in the quantum field or in the mind of God or whatever you'd like to call that infinite field of potential that we're one with. We can choose to engage with whatever is in this field. We can come into relationship with it. I like that language. It's empowering. We can come into relationship with the quality of spirit we want to experience, with the feeling of our answered prayer, whatever it is we want to demonstrate in our life. And I like that word that I used earlier, embody. That when we embody something, we certainly are in relationship with it. We have to be. Demonstration is the drawing something forward into form and beingness into the physical world. But demonstration really deals with much more than just form and the shape of things. It deals with the sacredness of things as well. We're forming new patterns. We're weaving together a set of relationships and connections. We're consciously, by opening our hearts, coming into alignment with something by accepting its nature, the nature of the divine, its essence, and we're inviting it into our nature, recognizing that it's all one and it's all the same. And we're forming a new pattern within it. We're forming a relationship with how we want to feel and what we'd like to experience. And then law does the rest. But we have to do our part, which is to continue to hold the new pattern, to feel it, to live it, to engage with it. We create a relationship with prosperity before we prosper. We create a relationship with vitality before we feel revitalized. We create a relationship with love before we demonstrate love in and through and as our lives. We have to. I used to always hear that we create twice, once in consciousness and once in form. It's all the same thing. But we do have to create a relationship with the quality of the answered prayer that we want to see demonstrated. All these qualities already exist within us. We're we're not pulling a rabbit out of a hat here. We're not creating something out of nothing. Everything that we want to experience and express is already within that infinite potential, that field of that what looks like empty space, but really isn't, of the potential of God that's already within us. You know, we're simply really, when you think about it, we're just demonstrating the larger aspect of life that's already within us. You know, we often call it our higher self or our God self. It's already there. And you know, there's this sacredness and this inner nature that is just waiting and wanting to kind of be birthed through us into the world. That's why we're here. We're expressions of the divine, and we emulate that quality. We express ourselves. You know, and I don't think I'm overstating to say that consciously using creative law is holy and reverent and personal and passionate. It's a relationship with the larger life of spirit. And isn't it passion and conviction that we always say sparks the creative process? We need to feel that. You know, using creative law is a soulful experience. It's not a solitary one either. You know, patterns and energies everywhere within the one are influenced and graced and blessed. We're not alone. When we bless a meal, we're honoring the creativity, the loving kindness, the spirit of the one who prepared it, and the one who grew the food, and the one who brought it to market. It's all relationship. Using creative law is all about coming into relationship with God, with nature, with ourselves, with each other. We're sending ripples out into life that touches everyone and everything. We're all connected. By our very nature, we are in relationship. And we can do this consciously. We can create those ripples consciously. We're doing it all the time. So I don't want to skip over the fact that tomorrow is the celebration of Martin Luther King Jr.'s life. It's a celebration of his birthday, but the celebration of the work he's done and he did, and the impact, the ripples that he and the people that worked with him for equal rights made in the world. The way that they tapped into the freedom within Divine Mind and found a way to bring it forward, to share it, you know, to share the freedom and the love and the goodness from their souls, from who they were, you know, and that's still evident in the world around us. I mean, you know, when there's always going to be things that come up to resist, but that their story is still alive and their work is still alive. So I found this story and I wanted to share it with you in honor of Martin Luther King's life and the work that he did in the world and all of the people that worked with him. Actually, this is really more about John Lewis, who worked with him through all of his work for freedom. So anyway, it's from a woman named Gail Fisher Stewart, and she wrote this. At the one end of the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, close to where the March for Selma to Montgomery for voting rights began, there's a park commemorating the march, commemorating the march. One of the monuments is to Representative John Lewis. As a young college student, Lewis was with the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, that's a mouthful, and suggested the march was a way to press the politicians in Montgomery to ensure voting rights for all. The quote from Representative Lewis that is on the monument says, "When we pray, our feet move. May our praying move our feet to continue the work for God's justice right here and right now, so that everyone's chains will be broken and the doors to the prison will be open." And I think this is pertinent to what we're talking about today. It's consciously using creative law forming a relationship with the freedom, the quality of God that is freedom, and demonstrating it in the world for ourselves and others, because there's only one life. And we're always in relationship with each other, whether we're praying for our own health or the health of a loved one or for some job that we want or whatever it is we're praying for, the energy of the prayer doesn't know any boundaries. We're all touched. We're not alone. We're all living in the one life of God. So I just invite you this week to think of each prayer and each demonstration as some form of revealing an aspect of the divine. Ultimately, the only thing we really do is demonstrate more God. It's all some expression of this one being. Our conscious demonstrations are evidence of our relationship to the sacredness that's already within us, and we're just consciously sharing it with the world. And we can look at prayer, affirmative prayer, spiritual mind treatment as an opportunity just to reveal more God. Let it just move right through us and reveal more God in the world. That's all we're really doing when we pray. It's revealing that sacred presence that's within us. So let's do that. Let's pray. Let's consciously make ripples in the one mind. Choose those waves of potential. So let's know together that all there is God, and that we are one with that presence. We can be nothing else. And everything we touch is part of that one life. We are interconnected, interwoven. We are in relationship with the allness of life. And so I speak my word for and about each and every person that is on this call and each and every person that is not, for all life, for our beautiful Mother Earth, for this lovely planet we walk on, for everything that is connected in the universe, which is everything. I speak my word that there is a shift, an opening, a knowing, where we choose love. I choose that wave. Where we choose peace, I choose that wave of potential. Where we choose beauty, I choose that wave of potential. Whatever quality of the divine we wish to draw forward into our conscious experience, into our world of form, in our hearts, in our lives, we choose that now. We are empowered. We are revitalized and empowered to choose what we want to experience. And I know that in this collective consciousness, we reach that tipping point where it becomes the norm, where it becomes the all, where it expresses into every aspect of life on our planet. I'm so grateful for this. Just so grateful. And I relax. And I know it's already true. And I know that our word is power, and that it expresses in the world right here, right now. And we signify our passion and our conviction and our agreement by saying together, and so it is. And so it is. Yay, God. Go, God, go. Go, us, go. Oh, yowza. Well, Rob, are you doing I don't know who's doing it. It's either Lisa or Rob. Is it you?
I'm here and
Okay.
I'm up for it. So
Okay, we'll let you do it then. Whether or not you were scheduled, you're on. Let me, I can change this here. Here we go.
And you've got there it is. So if you feel inclined to just like we are co-creators of life and our experience, we're also co-creators of One Heart, One Mind. And if you feel so inclined to help us financially create one heart, one mind. This is a wonderful chance. If you got some money lying around that you would like to send us, if your money's in the bank, then you can Venmo it to us. And if it's just lying around and collecting dust, then you could sweep it into a pile and load it into a shoebox and tape up the box and send it to this address you see on the screen, and we will put it to good use, I assure you. And now we are ready for our giving affirmation, which is right there. Everything flows from the nature of God's good. We receive from this flow, we give from this flow. We give in gratitude and in love. We have faith in the infinite giving nature of spirit, and so it is.
And so
Rob
it
out.
is. Rob out. Thank you, Rob. That was great. We'll come back to you for the benediction in a minute. Yvonne, she doesn't look, she said she wasn't really quite up for the announcements today. I don't blame her, but she's doing so well, expressing the health and the vitality of God. But so I know that tomorrow evening we're having our prayer circle from 6 o'clock to sometimes we go to 6:30. It's usually more like 6:20, and we come together in collective consciousness and hold our good, the good of our center, the good of our world in mind, and then we do a little active affirmative prayer as well. So you're invited to that. Love to see you. It's just a really nice time to just calm and relax. It's what Relaine was talking about earlier, that just relaxing and coming into that space of silence and connection for a few minutes. And then on Tuesday evening, we're doing John Waterhouse's book, 5 Steps to Freedom, and we're moving into the 3rd step. And last week, I got to tell you, I left that class just feeling 100 miles off the ground. I was just feeling so good. It was such a great experience. Relaine did this, Nan commented on earlier, Relaine did this experience with joy, and it was amazing. So I really invite you to join us, whether or not you've read the book, it doesn't matter. You just be there and invite other people that you think would enjoy it and benefit from the experience. We had quite a full group, and it's really a good time. So I can't think of anything else right now. I want to reiterate what Rob said about giving. We become the experience of abundance and prosperity, and we express it into the world, and we keep that generating and going. So I'm inviting you, and I know almost all of you give anyway, and I'm just so blessed. And we are all so blessed by your contributions to our center, because we have a center. So I just want to say thank you, but I also do want to say to continue that flow. I guess that's all I have to say.
And then I just wanted to mention, I think the prayer circle is this Wednesday.
Thank you.
At 10 o'clock. So anyone who would like to come and pray together, you're very, very welcome.
Thank you for that. I almost forgot. And that's the 17th, Wednesday, the 17th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And also invite people that you think would really benefit. And that's we're consciously using creative law together. How empowered are we? So there we go. So I'm going to come back to Rob for the benediction, and then I'm going to ask Jesse to play us out. Pray us out and play us out. There we go. Go for it, Rob.
Okay, all right. First off, I just wanted to tell Jesse, in case we lose you soon, that really enjoyed your music today. Just so awesome. And I'm about to confess my either two things that I hate to confess. One is ignorance, and the other is my age. I don't know, is there a jessepowers.com, and any way that there is, can we get hold of your music, and does it show up in CDs, or does it show up in some other format?
MP3 probably.
It does show up in CDs, it shows up in
Perfect.
MP3s, and it also shows up in vinyl. And I have
Ah,
t-shirts and all kinds of things. All you have to do is just send me an email. I'll put it in the chat. Thank you.
okay. Thank you, Jesse. I was going to say that first song you did, if we were paying you by the word, would owe you an awful lot more money. But anyway, hey, but I can be grateful for you, and I can be grateful for so much that has gone on today. Just the most delightful experience to be together and to share the truth as we know it, and to revel in that spiritual truth and the opportunity we have to live such a wonderful, fulfilling life. And I am so grateful that this is a new day, and it's always a new day. It's always an opportunity to say, okay, it's about to get better, and then it's about to get better, and it's going to get better than that. And every time we declare that it's better, it gets better. And ain't that wonderful? Thank you, God, that this is so. Thank you for One Heart, One Mind. Thank you for this chance that we have to be together on Sundays and just celebrate the wonder that is God, the wonder that is our life and our experience. I am so happy that this is what we have together. So grateful, so happy. I am delighted to say that this is so. It is true. I am declaring it, and I am casting this out into the universe, just knowing that my word never, ever, ever returns void. Thank you, God. I release my word to the universe. I let it be, I let it go, and hopefully, as the one that we are, we say, and so it is.
Oh, beautiful, Rob. Thank you so much.
Gorgeous. Thank you. All right. I'm going to sing one of my favorites of mine. Am I allowed to say that? Beautiful day. But we'll start at the chorus so we can all sing along real fast. Ready? Everybody get up. That's the first line, but you can also get up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody get up. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Everybody get up. Oh, it's a beautiful day. I declare it. Everybody get up. I know it. I know it's beautiful. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Everybody get up. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Look at the clock. It's running day and night. Got no control in those hands, but we do. A little soldier just marching through time. I'm so glad I am not a clock, I am alive, and I can choose to dance. Each time I open my eyes, it's a new day. That's when I get to decide how I am going to show up, show out in this life. Everybody say, huh, ready? Huh! Everybody get up. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Everybody get up. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Say it again. Everybody get up. Ooh, oh, it's a beautiful day. Oh, yeah. Everybody get up. Oh, 'cause it's a beautiful day. Say get up. Oh, get up. Oh, get up. Oh, get up. And be grateful. Say, I'm up, I'm up, I'm up, and I am thankful. Get up, oh get up, oh get up, and be grateful. I'm up, say I'm up, and I'm ready to play. Yeah, everybody, get up, 'cause it's a beautiful day. Everybody get up, say it with me. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Everybody get up, oh, 'cause it's a beautiful day. Last time. Everybody get up, oh, 'cause it's a beautiful day.
Oh, yes, it is. Oh, well, I'm going to stop our recording.